guys, it's Mel. I am back, and this time it is not with a wax haul, unfortunately. I am doing kind of a wrap up of my last 8 months, my first 8 months in this wax hobby, and kind of go explain, pick out a few of what I'm calling my go-to vendors. I don't think I'm yet qualified to mention my favorite vendors. I think to really choose a fair list of favorite vendors, I actually need to place several orders with each vendor to make that determination. But so far in the past 8 months, I found there are a handful of vendors that I have gone to repeatedly because I know whenever I order from them, I'm always going to get good wax. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. There are vendors that I have talked about and that I actually have sitting here on this table that I adore, but are not in my top list of go-to vendors. It's not because I don't like them. Again, it's just because I haven't had the time or the wax storage or quite honestly, the money to place additional orders with them. I will get to them in coming months and years, hopefully. But ultimately, for whatever reason, I've landed on these 4 vendors that I wanted to go ahead and share with you. And each vendor has pros and cons. They're not perfect. But what the biggest lessons I've learned throughout this entire journey is that every nose is different. My nose is different. Every warmer is different. Every home is different. So the scent that I like that throws well in my warmer and fills my home with great smell won't necessarily be to your liking. So you might agree with my picks or not. I'm not sure, and I'd love to hear more about who you think your favorite vendors are in the comments. But in the meantime, I would just encourage you, if you're new to the hobby, just to go out and experiment with as many vendors as you can, because every vendor is different, and I find things I like about every vendor I share with you. So let's go ahead and get started with my go-to vendors here. And these are in absolutely no order. I actually just took notes here, so I'm kind of going down here. So the first one is, and I should say, none of these should be surprises to you because I've had multiple videos for each of these. You could probably just pause the video, go scan through my videos, and correctly guess which 4 I'm about to go over. But the first one, in no particular order, is Sassy Girl Aroma. Sassy Girl. So, the owner of Sassy Girl Aroma is Julie. One of the reasons I go back to Sassy Girl time and time again is that, and this is most importantly, she has wax that has a great smell and a great throw. She comes up with she and her customers, I should say, come up with these absolutely wonderful blends. I just have a couple chunk bags here. Couple individual chunks here. They are just absolutely favorite blends or great blends, and she actually produced one of my all-time favorite blends. I'm not ready to say it is my favorite blend so far, but it is definitely in the top 3, and it's Sugar Cookie Latte. It was unbelievable. She is what they call an RTS vendor, or ready to ship, for a lot of her product. And she restocks frequently. If you're on her Facebook group, she restocks maybe every few weeks, every couple weeks. I don't know if she has a set schedule for restocking, but it seems like recently it's been every 2 to 3 weeks. Julie is very active on her Facebook group. She listens to her customers, and you'll often hear when her customers are talking about particular blends they'd like to see. The next time she does a restock, those blends will be on the website. She's very personable and very easy to work with. I've exchanged several emails with her. I actually missed one of her openings, and I had wanted something, and she reopened her store for a couple hours just so I could get in there and order from her. So I'm very appreciative to her for that. And that was one of her themed surprise boxes, which I adore. Or she calls them surprise in a box. This is one of her from Surprise in a Box. This is from the Valentine's Day box. She has what I call eye candy wax. This is and I didn't even pick out one of my favorites. I just grabbed one. But it's beautiful. And then her chunks Pull one out. Are just always really beautiful. And you have to remember, because I'm a bakery lover, I get a lot of chunks that are just like brown, tan, white, cream. So, but I've seen she does some really pretty wax, more colorful than this. Her packaging is always superb. She wraps most of her stuff. Sorry, I just got a whiff of that. That smells so good. This one's still curing. She wraps most of her items in tissue paper in her 2 brand colors of blue and pink, which is really cute. And again, just all in all, great smell, great throw on cold and warm, and eye candy wax. I just don't have a lot bad to say about her wax. There are a few cons, however, as there are with every single vendor. She's very popular, and for a good reason, because she has a great product. So if you want to get the most of Sassy Girl Aroma, I would really recommend you join her Facebook group, and that way you get to know what blends she's working on. You might be able to ask for particular blends, or at least vote for particular blends, or at least scent profiles, I guess. And you also know when exactly she's opening, so as soon as she opens, you can jump in and get what you want. The other con, I haven't seen a custom option. I think she used to, and that's before I tried her wax, but she really had to stop doing that because she got so popular and her turnaround time, or TAT, was so long. So she went mostly to the ready to ship. And I'm fine with that, because I think if she wasn't ready to ship, I would not have placed as many orders with her as I have. So all in all, one of definitely my top 4 go-to vendors. So that probably wasn't a surprise, since I've done a lot of Sassy Girl Aroma videos. Okay, the second vendor I have, I just pulled out a few bits of wax here, is, let me get that focus, Front Porch Candle Company. So if you've done, the owner of Front Porch, I believe her name is Angie. If you have done any kind of wax orders, you are probably familiar with Front Porch. I would say she's probably one of the most popular vendors out there. And there's a reason for that. Her wax is an amazing throw. I have very rarely had a light throw of any of her wax on warm. And I think maybe the one I had tried was a fruit scent that you would expect to have. It was a lighter scent. It wasn't a really heavy scent to begin with, so I wasn't too surprised that it was light. She is a ready-to-ship vendor, and she ships extremely fast, within a few business days. I don't know her exact turnaround time. She restocks all the time. And you can actually sign up for email alerts for her restock lists. So when she does restock her website, she sends emails, and it'll have a list of what she's added recently. And this, I don't want this to sound like, this is absolutely a compliment when I say this. She is what I call one of my 2 workhorse vendors. So if I am not in the mood to sit and go through my stash and decide, what do I want to melt? Do I want to blend something? Or what am I in the mood for? I can just go into my basket where I have Front Porch wax, grab something out without even looking at it, stick it on the warmer, and I'm going to be happy. So that's what I consider as workhorse. And one other pro for her shop is it's free shipping on all US orders, which is nice. Cons, she sends a lot of emails, which makes sense. I mean, again, the emails are optional. You don't have to get the emails. You can decline the emails, which I probably should. What makes it challenging, and this is totally a selfish reason for my putting this on the con list, is that I have no willpower. And when I'm constantly getting emails from her, I'm constantly wanting to place orders. I'm like, oh, there's this. Oh, there's this. Oh, there's this. So I could place an order every day or every other day as she sends these emails. So they're a little dangerous. She's also highly popular, so that means certain scents sell out very fast. You have to get on. When she sends out that restock list, you need to go out and get it. She doesn't have any custom options that I'm aware of. And I'll be honest about this one, and I would say this is probably the biggest con. She can be a little pricey. You're getting amazing product that is very strong and lasts. You're never going to get a loser. So in that, unless the scent just isn't to your liking, that's not the fault of the vendor. That just means you don't like the scent. So you definitely get what you pay for, plus with the free shipping, that helps cut down costs. But for one, I know I just checked today for one of it's just a single one grubby tart. I think it's like $1.75. It's a little pricey. But again, is it worth it to me to get wax that throws extremely strong and I know is going to last throughout the evening? Absolutely. I use a 24-watt hot plate as my main warmer, and that will burn off fragrance oil very quickly, but I can get a solid 6 to 8 hours out of one of her tarts. So the price is worth it for me. Okay, should have gotten some water because I'm already dying of thirst here. Vendor number 3, probably also not going to be a big surprise. This is 10 Digit Creations. And again, this is not a diss on them at all, but like Front Porch, I consider 10 Digit Creations to be one of my workhorse vendors. Doesn't matter what I order from them, it's going to smell great. It's going to have a great throw. They have an amazing scent list. It is massive. They pour when you order, and they pour quickly and ship fast. I think their current turnaround time is 2 to 5 business days or something like that. And I want to say, I don't think that's changed since the first time I ordered from them. But they've always gotten it out before that 5-day mark, which is pretty rare that vendors actually always hit that tat. This I consider one of the best vendors for newbies. If you want to try a whole bunch of different scents, pretty much all the scents you'll find at other vendors are available through 10 Digit Creations in the quote-unquote like stock scents. So you're going to be able to find probably any scent you're looking for. So you can try out those scents, but you could also try blending on your own by taking like half of this and half of this, blending it together, and seeing what you can come up with. So if you're interested in trying custom orders from other vendors, but you're scared to, this is a great, very affordable way to do it, because 10 Digit Creations is also a very affordable vendor. And again, just one of my go-to. I can reach in the basket where I have 10 Digit. I actually keep 10 Digit and Front Porch in the same basket. I can reach in, grab one. I know I'm going to have a great scent throw. Couple cons on this one, of course. They are a no frills wax, which is fine because, again, for me, it's all about the scent at the end of the day. But I do like pretty wax, quote unquote pretty wax. This is not dyed. You can see it's just plain white wax. And there are no custom blending options. Like they don't, as far as I can tell, they didn't have any of their in-house blends. Again, I think it's all just stock blends. I could be wrong on that. Don't hold me to that. But, again, you can get a bunch of scents yourself and just do blending on your own. Perfectly fine. So that was 10 Digit Creations. That's vendor number 3 and vendor number 4. And I'm sure if you were taking bets, you knew I would come up with this vendor. This is, the logo's really tiny there, Super Tarts. So Super Tarts, yeah. No surprise there, right? This is one of my top vendors for several reasons. First of all, Brandy's the owner. She is a blending genius. She comes up with these really great house blends that just, I think I laugh throughout every video I do because I'm giddy. I'm so excited with her house blends. She has this innate ability that when she says she's mixing 3 different scents, you smell each of those 3 scents individually, but they all pair well together. They all blend well together. They get a good to great throw on every single blend. There are some lighter blends that don't throw as well, but then if I come across one of those, I just put it in a smaller room. Like I put it on the warmer in one of the bedrooms, and I am happy as a clam. Overall, though, I can stick 1 or 2 of her little clamshell nubs in my 24-watt warmer, and be happy, happy, happy all evening long because it's stirring like a champ. Her packaging is to die for. I am a copywriter, marketing copywriter, so I am a big geek when it comes to branding and like themes and everything, and when packaging ties all together. Her packaging is to die for. Her themes are so creative. She creates these labels, and they're individual labels for each blend. There's Elsa. This one is called Magically Delicious, and that's probably just her standard label right there. Here's one she did for red rum. And then, oops, in the back here, I've got a custom bag that's butterbeer. If you know Harry Potter. So she creates these labels on each ones, and the wax itself is just stunning. So I'm going to open up, this is Day of the Dead. This is from the Fright Night restock. See, she does these themes sometimes that are just so creative. When she did one for Halloween called Fright Night, and they were all horror movie themed. See, look at that wax. Isn't that beautiful? And then every one of her house blends gets a different treatment. So here is Elsa, and then you can see the snowflake. This one I pulled out specifically. I was going to melt this. I'm like, oh no, I want to do this video, so I'll wait. This is red rum. You can see the red rum. If you're familiar with the shine. Oh God. And I'm just smelling this come off of here. It's so good. You can see the red rum scratched in there. Magically Delicious. This is one she does. She put these like little stickers or whatnots in there, and it's just really fun. So she is the whole package, in my opinion. She is very, very active on her Facebook group, and she has a lot of different ordering options. And I'm going to explain more. Well, let me go ahead and explain that now. So she does regular restocks, which is about once a month, I believe. She does a restock, and each one has a different theme. She does do custom orders. They're every few months, and then she also has samplers, and I don't know what the frequency is on that. I know it's not every month. So if you're not into getting customs, you can just go in and wait for a regular restock. Or if you just want to get an idea of how different scents marry together, you could try a sampler. So like, for example, in the past, she does strawberry sampler, and it's just different strawberry blends. It's a really great way to see how other scents affect one another. So she is definitely, I know I just gush about Super Tarts, but for me, she's the whole package. Cons. There are some cons on this though. You really have to be in her Facebook group to understand how and when you need to order. She will tell you when her restocks are going to happen, when the custom list will go out, etc. So you really need to be on the Facebook group to know all this. And it can be tricky for newbies to Super Tarts to understand the process. She does have a file on where to get started. So if you join her group, go immediately to the file section, and you can see all her house blends, and you can see her full scent list, and you can also see how to order. And that's very important. She can be pricey, and that's one of the biggest complaints I see about her. But in my opinion, it is worth every single cent. I honestly have tried more expensive vendors, so I'm not sure why people criticize the cost. The clamshells do cost more than your other small business vendor, but not by much. They certainly cost more than running down to Walmart and getting a clamshell, but I get a lot more out of Super Tarts than I do something from Walmart. So again, every cent is worth it in my opinion. The restocks are only open to certain blends. So on her Facebook page, she'll usually list a bunch of house blends. I think it's usually all of them, maybe not every single one, and then everybody votes, and she'll choose the top 5 to put that is guaranteed to be in the restock, and then she'll add other house blends to the restock. So if you're, say, really want to try red rum, but nobody votes for it, and she doesn't add it to the restock list, you can't order it. And you have to wait until a restock comes around that has red rum. And that can be a little frustrating. I've gotten used to it, but if I remember that really frustrated me in the beginning. But then it just forced me to branch out and try other blends I wouldn't have normally picked. So now I appreciate the system. Okay, so my top 4 go-to vendors, that was them. Sassy Girl, Front Porch, 10 Digit Creations, and Super Tarts. I do want to do some honorable mentions. These are ones I'm probably going to add to my next reorder list. Again, I just picked out a few to highlight. There are others I need to add to my reorder list. Some I didn't include mainly just because they're still curing and I haven't had a chance to melt them yet since they've finished curing. So that's the only reason they're not sitting on this table right now. Again, in no particular order. Oops. So this is Sniff My Tarts. I got a mystery box in Sniff My Tarts. I cannot talk anymore. I have a really, really big custom order coming in. Depending on how that custom order goes, they might be put on my go-to vendor. One of the frustrating things is it is very hard to get your hands on their wax. You need to be on their Facebook page and you need to be very patient. Luckily, I'm a very patient person, but I know when I order my huge custom order that it could be 6 months before it comes in. I'm okay with that. Candles by Victoria. This vendor just excited me so much. It looks like I have melted one of these. I don't know why it looks so filled. I've gone through, I had gotten another jar and another scent and it's almost gone. And then some scent shots here. She has amazing throw. You know, when you sit in a room for a long time, you kind of forget, your nose forgets that there's a scent. Sometimes you have to leave the room and come back in. At least that's how it is for me. You go scent blind. I have a hard time going scent blind with her wax. It's like, I'll be sitting on the couch and, you know, I'll go to take a breath to say something to my fiance or something and I'll get a whiff. I'll just smell it again. It's like, I don't even need to leave the room. So I have been really, really impressed by Candles by Victoria. Sorry, that's the cat again. Wilma Homemade. I actually have, where is Wilma? Here is Wilma. I actually have this blend going right now, which is creamy caramel muffins. If you could be in my room right now, you don't know what you are missing. It smells so good in here. So these just finished curing. I've only melted a couple things because literally they finished curing a couple days ago. So I'm just melting them now. They're amazing. Absolutely amazing. I've been so impressed with this vendor. So I'm sure I'm going to be placing another order. And it's a vendor I really haven't seen mentioned a lot. So I was surprised that I liked it so much. So another one is Up the Creek Scents. Again, these finished melting not too long ago. I haven't done any of the individual tarts or the tart groups. I've been doing these chunks and they are fantastic. Really good throw, really fast delivery. I was just very impressed with that vendor. You know what? I meant to bring another one down, which is Long Cane Primitives. Which apparently I did not. So imagine I'm holding Long Cane Primitives. Long Cane Primitives is a great vendor and I wish I had brought down her wax. Bad. Sorry. But I've really, really been enjoying her wax. Very yummy smelling, great blends, very strong throat. So again, there are other vendors, but these are just the kind of the first. When I was upstairs shopping through my stash tonight, thinking about, what vendors do I want to put on my what to order from next list, those are a few that spring to mind. Probably won't order from Wilma soon because I ordered so much in this one, but again, had to pull her out because she's been blowing my mind. All right, and then there are still many vendors that pop up and I want to try. I have a whole list. I keep an ongoing list on my phone about when I hear of a new vendor and it looks cool, I want to try them. I add them to this list, but there are a few vendors in particular that I haven't tried for a variety of reasons. The first is Candles from the Keeping Room. I know everybody raves about Candles from the Keeping Room, or CFKR. Or what did they say? CFTKR, I think it is. I cannot get an order from this company. I miss their opening every darn time. And they open she opens only for like a few minutes at a time and then closes down because she gets so overwhelmed. And I know there's she does blind openings, so you don't really know, like approximately when they'll open, but you have to kind of sit by your computer all day. I just don't have the patience for that. I heard that she is worth the effort you make, but again, I just miss the openings, and I get frustrated. Eventually I will finally succeed in getting her wax. Another one I've been waiting a long time for is Rose Girls. So I did finally get an order in. Hasn't come in yet, but I ordered mini melters, which is her, it's not ready to ship, but it's basically a way she can get wax out to people faster because she has a very long turnaround time for custom orders. So that should be coming in like the next 6 weeks or so. I think she's up to a 7-week turnaround time on them. Another one is Glitterati Candle Company. So I did make it onto the mystery box list, and I am trying to get on the custom list, which I believe is coming up soon. So I spend a lot of time on her Facebook, well, not a lot of time, but I do try to check her Facebook page every couple days just to make sure I haven't missed anything. And then the final one, again, I just keep missing the openings, is Vintage Chic Scents. She's one I want to order from because she just has really, really pretty wax and some really great names. And again, like Super Tarts, I am very, very into packaging and themes. And so I've been wanting to try her stuff. Crap. I really wanted to keep this like to 15 minutes. I'm already over 26. Sorry, guys. All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Please comment. Tell me who your favorite vendors are or your go-to vendors are. Who should I try next? Give me a couple names and I'll see if I can swing some wiggle room in my budget to order from those vendors, because I can't wait. I've been really, really loving this hobby, and I just very much appreciate all of you for watching. Talk to you soon. Take care of yourselves. Bye.